Hey guys, today on the channel we're going to look at creating a material schedule. So the first thing we're doing is going to a website, which is Prime Panels, which is a New Zealand company, and we're going to copy the swatch from the website, which we're going to use as a texture, and I'm going to download it now. So the color is Prime Grey Pearl. So we're downloading that, and we're going into I use this software called GIMP, and I transfer the extension from JPEG to BMP because Cabinet Vision seems to like the BMP files better for textures. So just going in now, and we're bringing in that grey pearl. You can see the swatch there. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna go File. I'm going to export as, and we're going to change this from JPEG to BMP. So we're doing, yeah, then we're just going to go export. Just going to export that. Let's go export. We'll let it do its thing. Now we're finished with GIMP, so we're just going to go, this is a website I use, imagecolorpicker.com, and this gives me the RGB codes for the finishes. So I load it in, and it gives, you can see there, the RGB codes, because we're going to need that further along in this tutorial. So we're going to copy this RGB code. 188.168.188. So now we're going to go create a material. So we're going to creating a new finish. So you can see there's a lot of finishes here. And as you can see, there's the 3 numbers there. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to name it Prime Grey Pearl. Pearl is not the finish in this one, it's just the color. His name is, yeah, a bit strange. So we'll do the same for the description. Type that in. Now we're going to add that RGB code from imagecolorpicker.com. I use it for all my materials that I add in. I find it quite useful. It hasn't let me down yet, and it's quite spot on. So we get finish. I'm just going to check that's created all right. Prime Grey Pearl. You see that down the bottom there, it's got a little swatch. Now just going to check that. Yeah. So now we're going to go into textures. We're going to create a texture. So the one we imported from GIMP, we're going to use as a texture for this material. Just going to find it. Grey Pearl. I'm going to use the BMP that we exported. Now we're just going to name it Prime Grey Pearl. Do the description as well. Just going to call it a decal. Have a look at it. Go close. Now we're going to create a banding material. So I know it's a prime color and it's a laser edge we need. So we're going to create a banding. So we're going to go banding. We're going to name it what we need to. Usually I do the thickness times the width and the color name. Then put LE because it's laser edge. So I'll put LE at the end of it. It's just, everyone's got their own way of referencing banding materials, but this is the way I do it. Go next. Now we're going to work out what we need to, is going to be per meter for banding. Now we're going to set the thickness to 1 mil. Now we're going to set the finish, what we did before from Image Color Picker. So we're going to go up and find the Prime Grey Pearl. wherever it is. There we go. Go OK. Now we're going to set the texture. So laminate matte is what I use. So now I'm just going to Google for the Google for the texture. So yeah, now we're going to go finish. Now we've got a banding applied. So now we're going to go down to, it's an 18mm border I want, so we're going to create a panel material. So we're going to go to panel stock, and we're going to like for the banding, we're going to choose a name for it. I call it what it is, prime grey pearl. Then I'll put the finish afterwards, which is going to be velvet, and I'll put 18 millimeters, which is thickness. Just makes it easy to reference when you go down, try and find it later on. So I'm going to copy that, paste that into the description. I'm going to go next. Now we're going to work out, we're going to, the length for the sheet 2440 and 1220, and we're going to set the thickness as 18mm. And next. Now we're going to set the finish, so we're going to go back and search for the prime grey pearl. So just, yeah, I'm going to search for it. There we go, and go OK. And it's a laminate matte, which I use for like pre-finished MDF board with a coating on it. Select. Now we're going to do that for the back side of it. And now we're going to set the texture, which is prime grey pearl. The edges I don't really worry about as such. I do have a predefined setting that I use, but I'm not going to do it now because usually most of the time it's covered by banding, so you're not going to see it anyway. So now we're going to set the vendor. Watch what I do. So it's going to be under ours is New Zealand Panel Group. Then I'm going to put the price in. It just shows up on our reports who the vendor is, and I try and update that when I can. So now we're going to do is create a material schedule. It's going to be assembly. I'm just going to call it prime grey pearl, and it's a velvet finish. And it's 18 LE. And what we do now is for the assembly, we're going to assign the panel stock. So you can see for the assembly, we'll go material and just go OK, and go banding. Now we're going to set for the banding, we're going to choose all that. You can change all your banding for like your pre-glued and stuff like that. Interior pre-glued. You just go through and check the case and the exposed, whatever is associated with it.